Yeah, I didn't pick Ultra Trail Drakensberg. Ultra Trail Drakensberg picked me. Yeah, I think I've this year run about 170 hours, which you add all of that together, and the 1,200 kilometers, 170 hours. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time out there, and not all of it has been beneficial to those around me at the time. But I think the overall experience has drawn out something new in me that nearly everyone around me will benefit from, or will see, and maybe, yeah, I think it's made me a better person, to be honest. Crossing the finish line this very moment, well, I know the space, I know where the line is, so that comes into my mind very strong. But I see my family, I see Lauren, I see the trail running community, and there's no words really. I don't think that too much needs to be said. It's an acknowledgement of a lifestyle and a dream, a culmination, and a realization of something that I suppose I saw and dreamt about a very long time ago, and an overwhelming feeling of not even achievement, but just being in a space that something has happened that I've thought about and dreamt about and envisioned. So yeah, to finally get there, I don't know.
How much fun will make? No pacing, this is not parkour, man.
My first 100K, I wasn't really well prepared for it. I just did a handful of 30-40s. I didn't really lose weight or do any core work, muscle work. But I got out there and I did it. I started way too quickly. I paid the price at halfway. I had to reset my whole body almost and then just trek it in. But I got there, and I think that was the point, was that at the end of the day, even though I didn't have a good race, getting there to the finish line, achieving my first 100K finish, having attempted one about 3 years previously and only got to about the 65K mark before withdrawing. So it was a bit of a bogey, and to go there and finish it on a tough course in the mountains was a fantastic thing for me personally, although I wasn't really well trained or geared towards it. So when the second year came around and they introduced the 100-miler, initially I looked at this and I was going, well, this is the hard rock of 100 miles in South Africa. It's at altitude, it's got climbing, it's got descending, it's technical. It's going to throw a lot of things at people, and actually I didn't just jump at it and go, oh, I'm entering that, that's me. That is not how it happened. It was only through encouragement from a few other runners to be on the start line for this, and then an offer from Spurgeon and Matt to run it, that I thought, well, you know what, this is my chance. This is the time I have to kind of do it, and I'd taken that chance in the first race, and now I decided, well, let's take the chance in the second Ultra Trail Drakensberg. Yeah, running 100 miles has always been something on my mind. I think captures every runner's attention and imagination, every ultra runner's attention and imagination. And I was kind of getting to the point of wondering when it might happen.
But no, I mean, like, you don't do 30 odd Ks up here in the mountains and not feel something. So legs are feeling a little bit, but I still feel like I've got a long way to go before they're completely unleashed. So, and I know I'm going to go through ups and downs. So really just enjoying the sunset. The wind's dropped a bit. Awesome to be here, obviously.
Okay, so I'll order those. Then pack new bags of these you have, but a bit more, eh? So I want lots of pineapple.
So how many clicks have you done so far now?
I think 30, what are we at, 32? 32, yeah. 32, so 20% of the way, if you think about it like that. So no, I mean, like, look, there's altitude, there's climbs, there's, thanks very much. There's, it's not easy. There's a lot easier 32-kilometer runs to do than that. But I'm feeling good, man. I got my mojo's there. That's what's
Nice, yeah, I see.
what's going on there.
Bit of a blister starting there.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it off straight away. And I'm going to, guys, get in there. Go all the way over. Well, the scenery is awesome. I mean, I've been in the Sutu quite a bit, so I'm quite used to it. Yeah, they'll stick it. So I'm quite used to it. Some awesome rivers and streams. We're lucky it stopped raining. Just flip it. It was more wet.
Y'all, I haven't really engaged with the night yet. To deal with that when I get there. It'll be soon, but even if I'm slow, yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of dark moments. Mostly light moments, but there's been a lot of dark moments. Because not everything has always gone our way. But I think it's also prepared me for getting through these nights or two.
Body and spirit the whole way, eh? Just keep steady, keep strong.
like Spurgeon. Spurgeon. Where? How are we supposed to follow him? Because then I see one up there. And I'd be like, no.
And then when you got there were two people sleeping in sleeping bags right up against the rocks. And I was like, oh. And it was calm in there. We sat for a while. And then coming down is much easier. I am tired.
Yeah.
But the tiredest moments I had were actually even before Fricky and I found each other. Yeah, like just even like.
Where did you guys meet up?
Just after the top.
Okay, cool.
He was going out as I came in,
Okay.
and then kind of just descend. Fricky's from Nelspruit. He knows all my Nelspruit ladies. So well, actually, I know all.
Lekker, so you guys have been catching up.
We haven't gotten to the city mountain talk yet.
They'll come later.
That'll come later.
For sure.
We're through the vomiting, the business side of
Well, that might come back again.
it. Nice Iggy.
Approaching it, I just had one or two moments of like just fatigue, like tiredness as well. And see, that's one thing that is aching quite a lot in my shoulders from the holes and the weight of the hair. But look, I mean, that was like a really tough 71 years. Like it gets so much easier from here. There are some climbs, of course, but it's lower, it's more obvious, it's wider.
Yeah, if all of those things happen, then the race will play out kind of as I hope. But I also am acutely aware of how that's so unlikely to happen. So I've got to be very ready for all sorts of things that might come my way, that will come my way, adaptable, be ready to change strategy, whether it be nutrition, speed, whatever. And look for energies, look for where I'm going to find the strength. Because obviously some of it's going to come from within, but some of it's going to come from the earth, and some of it's going to come from my crew, and some of it's going to come from other runners, and some of it's going to come from someone I don't even know, or an area I don't even know. But
Keep up the good work.
But I think if I can bear in mind that those energies are out there and I can find them and tap into them, then there might be very little that'll stop me from getting to the finish line.
On their way down from there, he was sounding chipper, but I am worried that he's not eating. He ran the 100 Ks and the last 50. He did the whole thing, that last 50 all on soup and coffee. Yeah. And he can't do that. He can't do that now.
Can't do that now.
So I've got a few different things. He sounded really chipper. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
he did. And I went and raided the Underberg Spa yesterday. I was waiting for them to bring us out. So I was like, pacing up and down, and I had found his wallet. So I was like, how much money's in here? Right, what can I find? Oh, nice. Rush bar. Oh, some nut butter. Oh, he won't be expecting that. So.
we walked a lot initially because I was feeling sick, and then as I started we only started to run in the last, say, the last like 8Ks. We did quite a bit of running.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't want to smash the quads too much because I think I've actually looked after my legs really well.
They're feeling good.
Yeah, the body's feeling good. It's just the nausea, eh? But
Yeah.
it has faded a bit. It's 100 more. Let's go.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey! You got in just in time, eh? Man, enjoy yourself, eh?
Good, man. Okay, good luck.
Thanks a lot, eh? Yeah, no, my legs are fine, eh? And I ate, and that settled all of this. So I'm actually feeling like pretty good, all things considered. And everyone I saw said, "Hey Andrew, you're looking so good." So that made me feel even better. If I could have asked for someone with the right temperament, experience, this is his 4th 100 miler, eh? So he's talked me through one or two things. The vom, not that I don't know how to vom. He's quite a quiet guy, which suits the vibe, because if you don't want to talk, you don't have to. Hi Ben and Charlie, Daddy is still doing his big race, biggest race, and he's on his way there. He'll be there at lunchtime. So please can you have the aid station all ready and set up when I get there, because I'll be very hungry and thirsty.
So fast, no? You were like...
Is the aid station ready?
Can we go quickly and get the aid station ready, guys? Let's go! Get Daddy's chair!
And how have you been? Thanks for making an aid station for me.
Dad, you win the race, hey?
I won my own race. I'm racing again.
A lot of that.
Yes.
You look after Dad? Okay. Alright. And we're gonna go and sort out the campsite tour.
Finished last year's 100k, I asked myself the question, could I do 4 more aid stations? And I was like, well, you know what, if I had to, if I absolutely had to, yes, probably could. So that's the position we find ourselves in now. Look at us, it just goes off feet. Like you can choose to feel it or not.
Yeah.
You can like just kind of say fuck it and get on with it.
Yeah.
or you can choose to like let all of those little things pester you. What I'm struggling with the most at the moment is like fatigue, you know, like.
Yeah.
No, my muscles are actually okay.
Yeah.
It's my eyes and brain. I have a lot of experience as a runner, having run since I was 6-7 years old in cross country. And so in many ways, I think I've been training for this my whole life. But obviously there were certain efforts that had to be put in leading up to the race, certain distances that needed to be run, certain exercises that needed to be done. And again, I felt my way into it. I knew I needed high mileage. I knew I needed to go slow, long and far, which was always going to take up a lot of time, which was difficult to balance between business and family. But I had a lot of support. I chose times to run during the day that were sometimes unconventional. During work hours, being working for yourself, you can make that type of time available. But I am also a runner who favors the evening run, so that also meant balancing family and only going out when I could make sure that certain responsibilities and that my boys in particular were happy about it. And I think I've seen them adapt in the process. When Dad started to run a lot early on, I think they were not as used to it and didn't quite know why Daddy needed to go run so much, but as I did it more, they became quite used to it. And I actually do sometimes take them along with me. We run around the block and then I go for my proper run. Might actually go for 5 minutes. Not yet, my boy.
Until tomorrow. Can I have some more? Can I have some more water? I want a cold drink. Can I have some more water?
And the final piece, again, drew in by accident in a way, and that was the core strengthening work, and I've gone with Pilates on that. And our Pilates instructor, Linda Gathman, contacted us and said, hey guys, you know, I'm a Pilates instructor, I'm getting my business going here, and I'd love to interact with KZN and trail running over this. And so we said, well, for sure, and she came over to our house and we did our very first Pilates lesson or instructed around Pilates. That was 2 months ago, so 2 months before the event. And the strength, I was drawn to it straight away, and the strength that I feel I've gained through Pilates, through focusing, being very mindful about my body. I think it's connected me more to my body and realize what muscles work when, and of course that core, so strengthening those supportive muscles, and allowed me to run a lot further without injury and actually almost move away from injury. So oddly enough, felt less injured as I've got fitter and lighter and stronger, while I think a lot of runners may start to feel more injured the more they train. And the opposite has happened to me with the loss of weight and the strengthening of the core.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Bit of rain to end it off. Yeah, a bit of mist, bit of rain. Just to like top it off one last time, eh? Is this it, eh? Is this it, Russia? Russia! Nice. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Massive experience. Like, it feels like we started a week ago. Thank you. Thanks so much for making it happen.
No, it's great, eh? Where's Lauren? She.
Shoo!
Under the stars and stuff.
Okay, cool. But there we had wind.
Yeah, I know, but it's a different thing.
Completely.
You get that kind of picks you up, I guess, because you see the stars and things. It's beautiful. So,
No, the whole place, the whole thing.
Like it started a week ago. Like Sony Pass Hotel seems.
Forever.
But I'm gonna have nightmares about the city.
Well, you struggled there, eh?
Is that the Raffles Farm before, no? The city.
No, no, definitely.
And you could have flipped.
It's a compared to play.
But that wasn't what it was about. It would have been poor sportsmanship for either of us to try.
I was ready for that sprint.
Mo just comes over.
When she was there and she was giving you a hug, I was ready to go.
Quickly take the 9th position. There was only one moment, and that was when I vomited in the sushi. That I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should just go to the backpack and call it that. But fortunately, after a vomit, you often perk up a lot, and I did. And we got into the backpack, had some chow, and then I knew we were descending.
Yeah.
Cheers. My chocolate more fuel here. Which you have spoken about for quite a long time.
I did.
It was so motivating.
What's amazing is that you've only met, but yet within hours you're quite comfortable with silence.
Yeah.
You know, you can be. That doesn't happen in any or very many other scenarios that you can get so comfortable with a person that you can go for an hour, where maybe the longest we went was half without talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we didn't know each other before.
Oh, no,
before like
with you. Night and all.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, you've been through a life for the last. Yeah.
There was one that looked like a gnome. There was a rock that looked like a tent. We actually shouted. Said,
Do you think we
are you camping here? Yeah.
It's nothing without you guys coming and doing it. So this is what it's about. It's not about everything else that goes.
No, it's about this.
All about the medal.
It's about you guys in here, your memories and stuff.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
ticking it off and doing it. It's fantastic.
Some dark memories.
It changes you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not all good.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
So I've travelled all the way to Nelspruit with Fricky's bell because Fricky missed prize giving because he thought it was at the start and not the finish. But anyway, no, we're actually up here on holiday and we've had an awesome evening with Fricky and Salumi, but we brought his bell all the way up from UTV 160, and not that it's me to award it, but Spurgeon and Matt obviously aren't here. So there we go. Thanks, Fricky Pienaar, here's finally your bell. And there's mine. I brought mine along as well so that we could ring them together. And wake the neighbours up at the same time.
The neighbours will love that.